Yesterday, one of my college juniors called me in the evening and was like, I have 2 years of software development experience. I want to get into product management. How do I do that? And these days, product management is becoming very popular. If you look at us in our life, also, we interact so much more with products. Probably the amount of interaction we have with other people is lesser than the amount of interaction we have with products, right? We interact with them for just so long. We use products to interact with people also these days. So product management is getting very, very popular. What I want to do in this video is share my journey of how I got into it, which probably can help you in your journey of getting into this role. Now, you don't need to be a software development expert to get into this role, but you need to be somebody who understands how products are built, the user journeys of products, how you can improve the user journeys and the user experience, what tech stack approximately you should know. Maybe you should have an idea of what tech stack should be used for what product. You should be able to define what is the roadmap for developing a product, how long it takes. You should be able to prioritize what to build first in that product, what to build later in that product. These are the basic things that you should know as a product manager. So how do you develop these skills, and how do you get that product management role if you're in a scenario like this person? So the first thing, and I will be sharing 7 tips with you of how I got into product management, and the 7th one is the most important. So the first thing is, you should build a habit of interacting with new products. It should be a hobby, and if it's not becoming a hobby for you, then product management probably will not be a very exciting role for you. It should be something which naturally comes to you. You play a game, you try to understand, okay, what did they do to engage me? Okay, they designed these levels. Okay, they built this leaderboard so that I keep coming back to this game to check it again and again and see whether I rank at a decent position on the leaderboard. Okay, this game has this integration with Google Play Games. What is that about? Oh, if I visit this website, they have these products listed. What do these products do? Oh, when I visited this website, the header was like this. This is how they designed the footer. And this website has a blog on the left side. Say I visited TechCrunch. There's a very big sidebar on the left side. But I visit some other website, sometimes the sidebar is on the right side. Okay. Oh, I can also use some Chrome extensions. What are these Chrome extensions about? I've been using a Chrome browser for so long. What are these Chrome extensions about? There's a huge number of things that I can do on my browser. Okay. What are these things? Oh, so these Chrome extensions, how many downloads do they have? These startups are trending. What product did they build? Okay, they are coming in the news. Maybe I can try out what app or whatever product they've built. Maybe it's possible, or at least just get a feel of what idea they built. So this is the set of questions you should keep having, and it should be your hobby to, while you're interacting with any product and using any product, understand what is the overall experience you're having with the product and why that experience is there which you're having with that product. Think of each and every aspect in terms of the design, in terms of what the idea was. Think of also why that idea is successful right now, what's happening in the market. Think of also aspects like, what is the overall user journey that they built? If you go to this part in the product, okay, you click here, you get there. Okay, you click here, you get there. Why was that logic built? In many products, you'll also encounter, say, there was a football game which I used to play. So in that, each and every time, if there's a goal or if there is anything offside, whatever happened, it used to show a replay of that. Maybe that replay, which always wastes 10 to 15 seconds, could have been an optional thing, right? So even small areas are there where you can improve the user journey. Say a user is a little tech savvy, they are using your product to build a website. Can you give them some plugin? Oh, talking about plugins, what is happening in the plugin products marketplace? They are integrating with so many websites and tools. What's happening there? So these are the questions you should have, and this is how you should initially start looking at products. And ideally over a period of 4 months, you should have interacted with at least 300 to 500 such products and have an idea of what's happening. This will do 2 things. One, journeys and about the ideas and about the market. But the next thing is also, you will also understand what is relevant, and there is some sort of a knack of product management which will start developing in you, right? And you can do that faster also, maybe in 2 months, but for that this will not just have to be a hobby but a little bit more serious. So that is the first thing. Now point number 2 is, okay, you're interacting with products, you know about the idea, you know a little bit about the market, you should know how these products are built. So try reading more about what is the tech stack for building XYZ product, how is that done, how long it takes, and you should know how to build these product roadmaps as to which thing is built when. Now there are two limitations for that. One is the technical limitation and the second is the market limitation. I mean, if Netflix launched something like a streaming service in 1998, the internet services which we had were not capable enough for us to subscribe to it, and the payment gateways probably were not that secure, so we wouldn't have gone for that service. It was something which was too ahead of the market at that point. So also understand how products are roadmap in terms of the market, and the second is the technical limitations. But mostly it is the technical limitations where you have to understand that you will develop something in the next 3 to 6 months. What is the part you can develop first, and what is the part that you can keep adding to it later on? For this, you also want to understand what tools you can use. So at least get a feel of Jira, Confluence, Trello plus Planivay in case you like that, Asana. There are a lot of such tools which you can use to understand how to make roadmaps, Gantt charts. And again, these things might sound a little technical, but it's very, very easy. You can probably get a feel of all of these things in like 2 days, in case you are totally unaware about it. Many of you might be aware about such tools because they are now becoming more and more part of our everyday. In case you don't, in 2 days you can figure it out. Like it took me 2 days to figure out like three such tools. So it's not hard. Don't worry. The next thing is now, and you'll see that happen to you, like from day number 5 only, probably, or maybe day number 7, whatever, you will start having a lot of product ideas yourself. You'll read about something which is happening in the video editor space, and you'll be like, okay, can I build a video editing app? You'll look at something which is happening in the niche of some B2B APIs. And of course, if you want to get into product management, understand a lot about the marketplace of APIs, because this is what most people are not exploring and not talking about. As a product manager, this is some area where you should be really, really proficient. Now in this also, you want to understand, okay, if this is there in the market, you'll think of something which is just a little bit more addition to it, and you'll be like, okay, maybe I can launch something like this. It's fine, but don't get super excited about your idea and be like in 7 days, oh, I know it all, now I can launch this product. That sort of excitement starts happening to people. But don't jump into it right away, and don't leave that journey or that ship which you just took. At least finish that journey of 2 months to 4 months to get into like this skill in a proper way. And then what will happen is, by the time you reach say week 2, week 3, you will think that, oh, that idea was not that smart, I can probably think of this. Oh, why didn't I think of these 5 more cases? Oh, why didn't I think of these 25 more cases? Why did I not think of these 125 more cases? So all of this will become a big confusing zone when you're in that 1 month to 2 month period. And probably with experience around the part where you start gaining your confidence back again is when you'll be like, oh, I saw this pattern somewhere, right? This happens somewhat in this way. These products integrate with these many tools. It was built using these 30-40 tools, and this is what it does, and this can get integrated into that area. This user journey can be defined. I've seen something like this in 5 other products. Oh yes, this can be defined in this way, and the color scheme could be something like this. And once you start having that feel and that knack after having gone through so many products, it's all in your head, right? Do some very small application of that idea. And I'm not saying develop a full-fledged application or an API or a deep product, but just build whatever idea you have. Now that you're a bit proficient with it, just build a landing page, like a website with a landing page and maybe 3 pieces of content. I'll tell you what happens in that case. 1, you will be building a header, a footer, a structure, a design, a color scheme for that landing page. You'll think of a name for it. The second thing is, you will write 3 pieces of content for it, right? In that you will do a lot of market research, you'll go deep into one thing, and in this applicative process where you try to build this website, your skill in product management it's like you were studying a math subject and now you're doing a few example problems. You were trying to learn, if you remember, like permutation and combinations, and now you're doing some example problems on permutation and combination. So that's something, and you're doing a very simple and easy mock problem on it, and you just build this basic website to showcase to maybe your friends and have a few discussions. Discussing is also very important because there you get some ideas which you wouldn't have otherwise thought of, where somebody comes from a really random perspective. It has happened to me a lot of times where I thought of these 10 cases, and then there is a friend which I spoke to that I'm thinking this idea can go this way, is this right or this is wrong, and they come with 2 other questions, and there is point 11 and 12 which I did not otherwise think of. So sometimes discussions can help, and this is early in your journey, so discussions can help a lot. Look at a few mock interviews online. There's a free course by Course Mantra which I tried on YouTube also. This will just help you structure your thoughts a little bit more again. Look at just some free courses on YouTube. If you want hand-holding, you can also try maybe Skillshare. If you want more hand-holding, Udemy. If you want more hand-holding, Coursera, Udacity. If you want more hand-holding, then you can even try Upgrad. Again, the amount of hand-holding you need is also the amount of cost you will bear for that course. I was able to understand through a lot of research into a lot of blogs, a lot of YouTube channels, as well as my own experience was in product-related roles. So of course that was a, you can say, a biased advantage. If you have not had a product related role experience, maybe you can buy some of these courses which can help, because I know it can be a little bit of a shocker when you have to relate just so many things: technology, design and business, and you have to relate all these things together. So watch a lot of, coming back to this, watch a lot of mock interviews, at least 3 to 4, and these interviews might be 1 hour plus long, right? Next is read a lot of JDs which these product companies are putting on LinkedIn or various other job related sites. Watch these JDs, read them, see if now, like, go to that product's website or download that product, see if you can answer those questions which are posted in the JD, and if you can, then probably you've got the relevant experience. Maybe you will not crack it in the first or second interview, but at least your chances of conversion after you get a call is good. Now the last part is to ensure that you get maximum number of calls, and for that you need to know how to design the best resume. I've also done a course in which I try to help people with designing their resumes. I've been doing that also for quite a while. So in case you want to know more about that course for designing a resume, you can go to the link in the description. It's a course on Skillshare. You'll have to of course subscribe to Skillshare to be able to access that course. Again, you don't need that course necessarily. It's just if you want to fast track the process. Otherwise you can learn on your own also how to build a resume. There are tools which are available. Those are also products. Try to understand how those products are also working and helping you build that resume. You need to have that knack. You need to have that thought process where you're always very, very curious about what product you used, how that helped you, but also at the same time, oh, why was it built that way? What can improve in that product? And that knack, if you're having, you are looking for the right kind of role. So that's it. And now the last point, which is the most important point in this video, is that if you get that role, come back to the comment sections and thank me later. I'm just kidding. But yeah, that would surely be a big help. So yeah, I hope all these points help you in your journey of getting into product management, and do stick around for the next few videos. I'll be talking more about product management related stuff, and also a bit of music here and there and some random yada yada. I keep doing that, but yeah, we'll talk a bit more about product management in the coming videos. So stick around for that if you're interested in that, and bye bye.